Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Spartacus, and I know I just posted a video like 10 minutes ago, but I don't care. So, we're going to be doing movies that I think are weird. And lately, I've been posting a lot of videos on Disney cartoons, and that really made me look back into my childhood about a bunch of movies, specifically a bunch of movies that scarred me. So, we're going to take a look at some of those and why I think that they're weird. So the first one I want to talk about is actually not one from my childhood. It actually came out this year, but it's called Turning Red. And it's basically about this girl that turns into a red panda whenever she gets emotional. And it explores some really mature things. Basically, like it's a whole allegory for some inappropriate teenage girl stuff that I don't really need to talk about. But basically, this girl turns into this giant red panda, and the panda's fun, I guess, but not if you really know what it means. But I found all of her friends annoying, and she was annoying, and the movie was annoying, and it was all weird. And she would constantly have like dreams about guys as mermaids, and it was a really weird movie. So I thought I had to include that on my list. So I did. The next movie I want to talk about is a little movie called The Labyrinth. Now, this movie came out way before I was born. I don't think it was way before I was born, but it came out before I was born. I know that. And my dad showed it to me, and I forever will hold it against him because this movie is weird. Basically, there's David Bowie, and he sings to a bunch of puppets, and there's this baby that he wants to steal. I forget why, but he wants to steal a baby, and like the whole time he's like singing to the baby, and obviously there's a labyrinth because it's called the labyrinth, but these weird puppet creatures are in the labyrinth, and that like freaked me out when I was little when I first saw this. And it's a really weird movie. And David Bowie, I guess, made it kind of famous. I'm not sure. It was still weird no matter what, and I think David Bowie's weird, so it fits. The next movie I want to talk about is called Planes. I don't have much to talk about this movie, but somehow it's not in the Cars universe because it's not a Pixar movie. But they look the exact same. And I never liked this movie. I liked Cars, of course. Everybody likes Cars. But Planes was just kind of weird. It was about this crop duster that wanted to be a racing plane. So it was basically reverse Cars. It made no sense. And it especially didn't make sense when I was younger and didn't realize that these were in two different worlds. And I kept waiting for Lightning McQueen to show up, but he never did. And so that was kind of annoying. Anyways, next one I want to talk about is called Willow. This is another one that came out before I was born. And I actually thought of this one because there's this new TV show coming out on Disney Plus based off of this movie. And I'm not excited for it. Basically, the whole thing is about this midget, and people are constantly making fun of the midget, and so it's kind of about midget equal rights, but with knights and magic and wizards. Yeah, I think you can see why I thought this movie was weird, but it was very weird. And like the first scene where this guy on the right, the first scene that he was in this like cage thing hanging in the sky, which I guess was some like medieval torture killing sentence, death sentence, and then the midget saves him from it. So yeah. And then the guy makes fun of the midget the entire time. Like, what the heck, man? Anyways, let's move on. The next one is, I know this is going to be very controversial, but this might be one of the worst movies I've ever seen, High School Musical. Now, this one was weird. It was weird when I first saw it. It's weird now, and it will forever be weird. It had a bunch of corny music that wanted me to cover my ears like Troy is in this picture. And it had Zac Efron, so that's cool, I guess. I like Zac Efron. But the main character was this girl named Sharpay. I don't think it's that kind of Sharpay. I think it's like that guy's sister, Sharpay. But and then she was like the main villain, and then she got her own movie. Like, it doesn't make sense. It made sense when Maleficent got her own movie, but this one is just like an misunderstood villain. It doesn't make sense. Nothing about this movie makes sense. And then there's all these jocks that like become theater kids. And it's basically telling people to become theater kids. So that, yeah, but it's a weird movie, like I said. I don't recommend it. And then the last one I want to talk about is a movie that I actually enjoy, but there were just parts of it that I think are weird. And it's Toy Story 4. Now, like I said, I enjoy this movie, but there's just parts of it that are weird. Like these two guys right here. It's a bunny and a duck. I think their names are Bunny and Ducky. Well, that makes sense. But basically, their hands are stapled together, so they're always following each other around, which doesn't make sense to me. Like, why not just like cut their hands apart? I mean, you don't have to cut their hands off. Just like take the staple out, you know? But who cares? And then there's this guy named Forky, and he's a spork. And it's not Sporky, it's Forky. And it's not Spoony, it's Forky. It doesn't make sense. But basically, the whole time, he's kind of just like wanting to throw himself away. And there's a song about him throwing himself away called Don't Just Throw Yourself Away. And like everything he says in the first 15 minutes of the movie is just trash. And it doesn't make sense. I mean, why would you want to throw yourself away? It doesn't make sense. And then, the worst part of the movie is when Woody and Little Bo Peep get together and Woody is like obviously crushing on her like he was in the other movies. But then at the end of the movie, instead of going back to Bonnie, which his whole mission was for all of the other three movies, he just wanted to be with Andy, and then at the end of the movie, he went to Bonnie, and his main purpose in life was to make them happy. But then he leaves her to spend the rest of his life with Little Bo Peep, and he leaves all of his friends, and Buzz and Slinky and Rex and all of them, so that he could be with Little Bo Peep. I mean, simp? Yeah, I don't like this part. Anyways, that's all. Thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had some laughs. Let me know movies that you think were weird in the comments below. And see you guys later.